Good morning, this is Danny Gonzalez with IndustrialSage News. The independent nonprofit MassRobotics has just published the world's first open source autonomous mobile robot interoperability standards, which will allow AMRs from multiple vendors to integrate and work together by speaking the same language, if you will. Now, some of you may be already familiar with MassRobotics here on IndustrialSage. We've interviewed their executive director, Tom Ryden, and he's called the release of this version 1.0 interoperability standard as a critical next step for the industry. MassRobotics co-founder and president Daniel Theobald, who's also the CEO of Vecna Robotics and another frequent guest of IndustrialSage, has described this system as a crucial milestone. When we spoke to him back in November of 2020, he explained that a standard like this could do for robotics what plug-and-play standards also did for the computer and mobile phone industry after the 2000s. Take a look.
The robotics industry is really where the computer industry was, several decades ago, where the mobile industry was a couple of decades ago. There's a lot of fragmentation. A lot of different people out there trying to build robotic solutions, but the standards and the interoperability aren't quite there yet to support easy adoption, plug-and-play adoption of this. And so those are some of the things that we're really focusing on.
The first use case of these standards will be trialed at a FedEx facility in Memphis, Tennessee, where multiple brands of AMRs are all operating in the same production area. We got in touch with Daniel Theobald and Tom Ryden to ask them what this new standard means for the future of the industry.
MassRobotics is an independent nonprofit whose mission is to support the adoption of robots. We have participated in this standard because we think it's important.
Because there's a real need and there's a real opportunity to help move this industry and industry as a whole forward.
Robot adoption is growing. The number of different types of robots is increasing dramatically. And for them to be really readily adopted, it's important that they all work together.
The reality is that we wouldn't deploy employees that didn't have the ability to work together. Working together is key to creating value, which is why this need for interoperability and an interoperability standard is so crucial.
Right now, we've come up with a standard that allows for common information from each of those platforms to be exchanged and shared amongst fleet managers or other types of software that can use that information to really optimize the performance of these systems.
At Vecna Robotics, our approach is to use technology to empower humanity, to make work better for people, to supercharge people's productivity, to allow them to get more done in less time. And these are all things that are going to be benefited by better interoperability. So it's really a no-brainer. I think that there is a tremendous value to be created, and I encourage everybody to participate where they have something to offer.
The MassRobotics Working Group has a long list of contributors, such as Vecna Robotics, Six River Systems, Waypoint Robotics, Locus Robotics, Seagrid, Mir, and a whole host of others. Their new AMR interoperability standards are available to the general public on GitHub. You can find out more about this major milestone at massrobotics.org. Until next time, I'm Danny Gonzalez, and this has been IndustrialSage News.